Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are feeling good. My name is Bukumi BK Crown. So guys, I'm here again with another one. This time around we are going to be checking out a video together titled 8 Things You Won't Realize About Australia Until You Move Away. This is interesting. Okay, let's find out.
So I just finished filming this video, but I really wasn't happy with it. I think it's because I was like trying to be funny, but it didn't really come across, and then I knew I would just cringe at it later. So I need to like.
Then why did she have this?
You may be wondering, why don't I have any bed sheets on? That is because my dog peed on my bed yesterday, so the bed sheets are in the trash with the dog. I'm kidding, they're in the washing machine. So very recently, only a couple of days ago, it was Australia Day. Yay! I also realized that this past month and a bit that I've spent in Australia, it's actually like the longest time that I've spent in Australia since moving overseas about 5 or 6 years ago. I think it was like 2013. I've been living overseas for a really long time, and I haven't spent more than a month in Australia for that whole entire time. So this list is a couple of things that I didn't realize about Australia until oh, there's a construction worker. I don't want to look weird. I'm already weird. Until I moved overseas and then came back into Australia. And once you go away for a bit and then come back, you're kind of looking at the world with fresh eyes, and you can really gain a pretty good perspective of what that country is actually like, and you just get to see everything in a new light. Some things good and some things bad. So let's start with the bad things, because they're always more fun to talk about for some reason. So one big thing that I've noticed, Australians are very like wussy. When I say wussy, yeah, I think Australians like to think that we're like big and tough, and we're like, oh yeah, it's like really hot, but no, I don't know what accent this is. Everyone complains about how hot it is in Australia. It's like a national pastime. Everyone loves to talk about the heat in Australia, because I was definitely one of them. Like, oh, it's like the hottest country ever. I like any heat in any other summer somewhere else in the world. I'll be like so used to it because I'm Australian, so whatever. No, let me just put that out there. Like, Australians do have hot summer. I'm not saying it's not hot, like it's hot, but it's not like exceptionally hot. On a typical Australian summer day, it will be like 33, maybe up to like 37, maybe up to 37, or like that one day a year when it gets to 42 degrees and everyone like loses their mind on Facebook. But it's usually around like the 30, 35 kind of mark. But that's also just for summer, right? Singapore, pretty much every day of the whole year, it's like 30 degrees. They don't even get a break. At least it gets like a little bit cooler in winter. It's just as hot in some other countries. So like Japan and Korea, it gets really, really hot, but it's also like a sticky, like a gross hot. But it also gets really freaking cold as well. Japan, it'll go down to like minus, the minus degrees thing. And Korea as well, it's like it snows and you just have to like build a campfire in a cave, so you can you can't escape the heat in other countries because it's so humid and you sweat like crazy. But Australia is kind of like this not cool, it's like a dry, non-sweaty, what am I doing with my arms? But it's really not that bad, guys. It's not that bad. Next thing I've noticed is that I know I complained a lot in Singapore about things being expensive. And then coming back to Australia, a lot of things are kind of the same price. I mean, not all the things, definitely not all of the things, but lots of things are very expensive in Australia. So like a bottle of water from a vending machine, why is that $3.50? That falls from the sky for free. I don't understand why it's $3.50. That's maybe like a bad example, but there's quite a lot of things that are very expensive in Singapore, in Australia, and you don't really notice until you go away and then come back in. But when you're a tourist as well, so if you're a tourist in Australia, it's even more expensive. Sorry guys. This next thing is something that I've realized a lot since coming back from Japan. In Australia, we've got a whole bunch of laws and regulations that have come out in the past past couple of years. Any place that sells alcohol, they can't sell alcohol like a bottle shop or whatever to buy like spirits and stuff. You can't sell that past 10 p.m. And also clubs, I think, can't sell shots past 10 or 11 p.m, something like that. And there's also a new lockout rule. I think this is maybe just exclusive to Queensland, which means if you're at a bar or a club or something like that, from 1 a.m, if you leave the club, you cannot get back in. So that means you can't go like bar hopping, club hopping, club bar crawling. I clearly don't go out. All of these rules and regulations are brought in because Australia has a big issue with people getting really drunk and getting very aggressive and violent. And I kind of just thought that that was a thing that people did when they get drunk. Until I went to Japan and I realized people there are wasted all the time. It's like a thing that salarymen do. They finish work, they go to an izakaya and they just drink until they can't stand up. But Japan doesn't have an issue with people getting drunk and then violent. Violence isn't a thing there. I don't think that it's a drunk thing. I think it's an Australian thing. I don't think the alcohol is to blame. I think the culture is to blame. This is getting a bit political. I think that the government is tackling the wrong core issue. It's not the alcohol that's the problem, it's something to do with the culture. But I guess it's easier to control the alcohol than it is to control the culture. So let's just stop there because I don't want to get too far into it. But yeah, that's something that I didn't realize until going away and coming back. Next on my list is that the sun is very hot here. It's like crisp, clear, like stinging kind of sun. Like you can step out in the sun for 10 minutes, come back in and you'll have a pink kind of shade. I'll walk around in Singapore all the time and I only ever got like a slight tan. I never really got sunburnt, like not really sunburnt in Singapore. The sun's just not as strong. I said it in a video recently and then people questioned my credibility when I said that there's a hole over the ozone layer over Australia. And then my parents Googled it and apparently the ozone hole is only close to Antarctica, but the sun is stronger in Australia, but no stronger than any other country that's on the same latitude line as Australia, except for some other countries that are higher in altitude and all of that scientific stuff. So that is why Australia is the melanoma, yeah, the skin cancer capital of the world. Also, Australia's full of white people, so obviously we're gonna get sunburnt more than others. So, so yeah, that's pretty much it for like the oh, there's one more negative thing. Whew, it makes me like so angry every time I realize. I never thought it was weird until going away and then coming back. Why do all of the shops close at 5 p.m. every single day? I don't understand. I really don't understand that. It feels like a rule of the past, something that we should just let go so that we can get with the times and keep the shops open later, because it makes sense. It just makes sense. When you finish work at like 3 or 4, you gotta go to the shops and like get a couple of things before you go home for the night. Can't do that because everything shuts by 5. I don't get it. Although most grocery stores now will stay open till 9 or 10, so that's good at least, so you can get your grocery shopping done. I know Australia's not the only country that does that. Some places definitely in Europe, I think they don't even open on Sundays, which is very, very surprising. But yeah, that's just something that's quite funny to me. On to some positive things.
Let me just say something quick about this negative point she raised. Okay, she spoke about the expenses, that things are way expensive in Australia compared to Singapore. Before, she was thinking Singapore was kind of expensive than Australia, but she got to notice that it's still the same thing. Just like now I'm a Nigerian, I'm presently in Ghana. Right from time I know that things are expensive in Ghana, but there was a period that when I went back to Nigeria and I came back, I was like, it's always the same thing, but now things are way expensive in Ghana. So I could actually understand what she meant when she said she later realized that no, Australia was kind of expensive than Singapore. Then she spoke about the weather. She said the weather is kind of so scorchy. I didn't know that Australia is really that hot. Like I never knew. Like I'm just hearing this for the first time, that their weather there is crazy, that the sun will actually, you know, bite you very well. Like sun there is so scorchy, and there's something that she found a bit uncomfortable compared to where she's coming from. Like I don't just get it. How is it possible that you wake up, you open your store or you open your shop by 8 a.m. then you close by 5 p.m. like what is going on? Like I don't get it. where I work, we close around 6 or 7, and I get home and I need something urgent. I need to buy some provision urgent. I need to buy some things to cook urgently. That means I won't get anything to buy. Like, this is kind of strange. When she said it, I was like, what? 5 p.m. Do you know that here in Ghana, that's when some people start their business? Yes, because business here is more like 24/7 in some places here in Ghana, especially Accra. If you go to Osu, where I stay, if you go to East Legon, over there, business is 24/7. They close around 4 a.m. and some people are up. No, it's like they don't even sleep. So she telling me that they close around 5 p.m. is so surprising, guys. Wow. So guys, let's listen to the positive things you will not realize about Australia until you move away. So let's watch, guys.
Positive things. Next one is that people are actually really friendly and really warm. I think before I left Australia, I was like just living here for too long. I was in a bad place, and I was working in retail as well, so that obviously you see the worst of everyone. I have come to realize that Australians are actually very warm and friendly and polite and just personable. When you go to the shop and you'll buy something from a store, I think when I went to Japan and came back to Australia, I was like, wow, Australian customer service is really bad, because in Japan they treat you like royalty. But coming back from Singapore, so if you've watched my best and worst parts about Singapore video, you would have known that I'm not a big fan of Singapore customer service. Stating my opinion, I'm gonna get hate. And then came back to Australia, and I thought, wow, I feel like you care about me. I feel like you treated me like a human being. No, it wasn't that bad in Singapore, and even just like walking down the street, sometimes some people will just walk past and like, hey, how's it going? It's like, oh, like, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? They're just being friendly. I've never thought that was even a thing that people did. I never noticed it before, and I really love it. I think Australians should be proud of the fact that we're very friendly and open and warm to most people. Yoshi has told me a couple of stories of people that were rude to him, whether that's because he is Asian or maybe he just met the wrong people. Yeah, I guess also you should keep in mind that these are things that I've noticed, and me being a white Australian woman, I would have a different experience to like an Asian man or someone from different cultures, that kind of thing. So everyone's experience is different. This is just my opinion. Disclaimer over. Next on my list is that the sky in Australia, oh my gosh, I can't stop looking at it. It's so beautiful, and I never thought that was a thing. It's like that the air is just like crisp and clear, and it's just beautiful. I remember there was one day in particular in Singapore. It was a beautiful day, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the beach today. And I realized every day is like that in Australia. I love it. I love the sky in Australia. I can't stop talking about it. It's really lovely. And the last thing on my list of things that I love about Australia is that it's so much more beautiful than I ever remember it being. Recently, on Australia Day, Yoshi and I went to Springbrook National Park. I didn't vlog it. I didn't get any film footage from it, but we went on like a rainforest walk, like through the forest, and then we went swimming in this massive waterfall, and it was so beautiful. It was really lovely, and it was a place that I think maybe I went there when I was a kid once, but I never went after that. And I don't know why these places are so beautiful, and they're literally like right on my doorstep. Not doorstep, the doorstep was like an hour's drive away. These places that are very easily accessed, even from Brisbane, which is, to me, it's a city that doesn't have a whole lot going on, but it's a beautiful place, and there's so much to see. It's a shame that it's so big, but it's a shame that things are so far away, because it means that I've never been to Perth. It's on the other side of the country, that's why, and it's like a 6-hour flight away, but there's just so much in Australia that I've never seen before, and I really want to see it one day, because what I've seen in this past month is just absolutely stunning, and it's made me realize how much I really love Australia. I know I said a lot of negative things in these videos, but I only say that because I care about it and I love it so much. Yeah, I hope that if you come to Australia that you'll really just take it in, and I hope that people treat you well, and I hope that you're welcomed properly into the country, because I think it's an amazing country, and I want other people to experience it. I want more people to come here. It's really beautiful. I've just put out a whole bunch of other travel vlogs around the Whitsundays, and I went to Byron Bay and Brunswick Heads, so I hope that you'll watch them, hope that you'll enjoy them, and that you'll get some inspiration to want to come and travel to Australia, because I do love it here so much, and I hope that you do too. That is the end of my video. If you liked it, like it. If you want to see more, make sure that you subscribe.
Wait, I want to say something. The people actually look at the sky and find it so attractive, so beautiful, so lovely. What is so special about the sky? She talking about the sky as one of the positive things she didn't realize until she moved away. Like, well, sometimes when I look at the sky, it's beautiful though, but I don't take notice about it. I don't put it into consideration. I don't know why some people, they get attracted easily to little things like this. Like, I don't see anything special about the sky. That actually came to me as a shock. Like, really? The sky? When she was showing me the pictures, I'm like, wow, the skies are beautiful. But in a normal day, I cannot just step outside and be looking at the sky. Like, for what? Only if the weather change. Maybe it wants to rain, or it's getting darker, or something. I don't know. It doesn't even come to my mind. Like, I don't know. Then she spoke about the people being warm and friendly. Wow, that's beautiful. Lastly, she spoke about the nature. Nature is so beautiful. That's one thing I love about nature. Like, sometimes when you're in a very beautiful atmosphere, like, you just admire it, and that's really amazing. So I actually enjoyed watching this video, hearing a negative view and a positive view. Like, beautiful. So guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more. Like, share and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.